Hello everyone and welcome to your fifth JavaScript tutorial. In this tutorial we'll be looking more on console and developers tool. In the last tutorial we learned how to write commands to console in the browser's developers tool. In this lesson we'll be learning more console commands and how to use them. First of all, we used console.log to print a simple message to the developers tool. Let me open my browser, and here is a browser, and I right click and inspect elemented on this, and as you can see, let me shrink this. As you can see, when we console.log our code, then it shows us hello developer here. Now the next command in JavaScript is console.error. Now what console.error does is it logs not only a simple message but a kind of error in your console. For instance, if I say console.error, unidentified variable x, and I log this and I refresh this, then as you can see it shows in the form of an error like a cross and red text. The next command is console.dir. Now what console.dir does is, for console.dir to understand, you must know what are objects. Everything in JavaScript, like your DOM, when you retrieve objects from here, when you retrieve elements from here, are treated as objects. Therefore, supposingly if we have like two divs here in HTML, and we do document dot, I'll teach this in further tutorials, document.getElements by ID, by tag name, sorry. For now, just remember that what we are doing is we are getting the objects of these two divs, or actually every div in this document, which are only two right now, and we are storing it as an object in the div variable. Now if we do console.log div, then you will see a message like this div item function named item function, which is not actually very user friendly. This is not actually very user friendly, but if we use dir directory dir and we do console.dir div, then we can see a user friendly way of doing this. Like it shows HTML collection 2, that means there are HTML elements, and we get a hell lot of information with the div attached, which is access key, align, attributes, base URL, file name, child element count, child nodes, which is further divided like that. Now the next interesting thing I want to tell you, that you can actually log your time in JavaScript. That means you can actually calculate how much time your script is taking to execute. For example, if I want to run this block of code, and I want to check how much time this script takes to run on my browser, then there's a command console.time start, and I name it time check. Now what would it do is it will start a counter right here, and I do console.timeEnd time check here. Now what is happening here is it starts a timer right here, it runs this code as usual, the JavaScript, and it ends the timer right here, and it will show this time, the execution time, in the console of the developers tool. Now if I refresh this page and I see 22, which is the result. A is equal to 10 plus 12, and time check says that it took 9 milliseconds for these two operations to carry on. That means it took 9 milliseconds for initializing this variable to 10 plus 2, 12, and console logging this variable a. This is basically very helpful when you want to check the execution of the time, or want to check which scripts are blocking your page execution. Okay, so the next thing I want to tell you is there's a function called copy in Chrome and Firefox, which allows you to copy the text to your clipboard. Now actually this function could be exploited by attackers in various means. That is why this copy function is not actually available for the developers to use in their code. You can just do this in your console developers tool, and you cannot execute this as a JavaScript on the page. I'll show you. Like if I do copy 1 2 3 and I paste, right click and paste here, as you can see 1 2 3. If I do copy 100 1000 or any string like that and I do paste, as you can see it gets copied into my clipboard. But if I try to run this copy script in my code here and I do and I refresh this code, then it says me uncaught reference error, copy is not defined. This is because copy is not available to developers yet, because this copy function, if available, could be exploited in various means and could be used to modify the clipboard of the user. However, if you wish to use the copy feature, you can use various plugins like Zero Copy, which uses flash based options and like that. So I guess console and developers tool was clear, and I wish that you must have enjoyed watching this tutorial, and as usual don't forget to subscribe. Thank you for watching.